It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
Here we go. Let's talk some sports and everything else. Let me tell you, we had a great day today.
Exist? I mean, Super Bowl's over.
No kidding. We're having some fun here. Thursday, February 16th. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. WoodwardSports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, what's going on, my friend? Two things. Thing one, what is your favorite Detroit professional franchise apparel to wear? Because as you know,
it's the Old English D.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
You see it. Like I'm a Tigers guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, look, I wasn't a Lions fan growing up. I'm slowly working my way into that. Love the Red Wings, love their stuff, but I don't necessarily wear it every year. And then the Pistons. A lot of the older stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the Isaiah jersey, a lot of bad boy stuff when they were doing the mixing stuff with the Raiders. A lot of that. I love the Tiger stuff.
Yeah, it's not even a comparison.
It's nothing like the Tiger stuff.
It's not even a comparison.
Maz, we were talking about something before we started, so can you please educate the fans about what you said, because it does sound crazy.
I will. First of all, I'm a leaping lion, okay? That's
over Tigers?
I like my Lions, my lion. I love my lion. He's right over my heart. I love leaping.
I'm not mad at that.
I have an Old English D on my license plate. I got one of those Tiger plates. So I like to rep the D.
I got an old school D too.
Okay, now what I was telling you guys when we started, I'm looking online, and some nostalgia Twitter handle puts out. Did you realize it's the same amount of years between this year, 2023, and 1970? That gap of years to go back to 1970 to 1917.
So was it 53 years?
It's 53 years. But in 1970, I was 8. And if I looked back and I'm like,
damn.
1917, the Titanic was what year?
1914.
1914.
Look at this guy.
So
that's why we clicked. 1914.
So now it's the same amount of years.
Kind of feels like we're on it right now.
I know. Well, thanks,
Ryan. You are on fire right now.
You had one. You had your year, 86. 86 to 49, right?
Right. Well, look.
Maz, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Ryan's on fire right now.
But I mean, you think of those advancements from 1917 to 1970, little by little, drip, 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 drip. And then from 70 to 2023, of course, I mean, if you just shorten it up a little bit, I mean, who doesn't remember the mid-'80s, right? The mid-'80s. I mean, just some of the greatest Wolfgang Puck, Showtime Lakers.
Born in the mid-'80s, but you know what? I can figure it out.
I mean, Los Angeles, New York, all kinds of great things happening. Detroit. The difference between
the war on drugs.
2023, this is your brain on drugs. 2023 and 1986 is the same difference as 1986 in 1949.
Yeah.
That's incredible stuff. It makes you just kind of think about where we're going to be 46 years from now. 20 years from now.
It's something about like the 2000s and where the numbers get lost. Like when you look backwards and you see 70, nice firm number. You see 17, nice firm number. You can say, okay, cool, 53 years. But when you start getting into the 2000s, 2002, 2009, 2013, those numbers get lost, and that's why it just seems so much further when you look at 70 and 17.
So when you look at this year,
damn, that sounds so long
think
ago.
about like the years that are going by.
Right.
When you try to project forward now, right, 30 years from now, I'm reading this book, and I don't even know if I can say I'm reading this book because I do the Audible, where they read the book.
Okay, you're listening to a book.
I'm listening to a book.
Someone's reading to you.
Somebody's reading to me, and that's the way I like it because I feel like I've opened up this whole world of books has been now infused into my life because of Audible.
Right.
And when I'm in the car, I listen to books.
Okay.
I listen to my book. This book I'm listening to right now, it's called The Potentialist.
The Potentialist.
And it's by Ben Lytle. And what the book is about is a very smart guy in the healthcare business, multi-gazillionaire.
Well, he's got a book.
A person with the potential, always on the cusp.
Right. He is talking about what the next 30 years are going to be like. Every decade, the decade of medical advancement, the way we work, the way we go to school, the way we govern, everything that's going to happen. In 2020, 125 million people were 80 years and older. In 2043, there will be 425 million people that are 80 years and older, because the way we do healthcare in this country is going to change. You won't need somebody's liver to stay alive. They will 3D print one for you.
Oh my God.
So it is like we are this world of AI.
Right.
We are almost like the last pure humans on Earth.
Yeah.
Between the chips and I'm talking about microchips,
right,
and 3D printer organs, like things to keep you alive, things to your brain can be its own computer.
But will it be covered under insurance?
That sounds good. You know, they start sending snipers up there.
But I'm just saying, like, if you think of the advancements from 1970 to 2020,
and that's what scares the government.
Well, 50 years of things are happening so much faster now. Imagine where it's going to be 50 years from now, or 30 years from now that this book, The Potentialist, is doing. It's really fascinating stuff, man, if you ask me.
It's pretty cool for you. You'll only be in your 70s.
Yeah, and they were
I'll
talking
be on my last leg if I make
30
it that
years,
far.
you will.
But one of the things about this, though, too, is like 70 will be the new 50. You know, because you're going to live so much longer. And then
Jay-Z.
Then it gets into, right,
30's the new 20.
But then this book, it's really, I mean, I don't want to go too far on, but then it gets into, like, you'll have to work longer and you have to reinvent yourself because some of the jobs that you're doing now will be totally null and void. So
now, did you read this book all the way through?
I'm halfway through it. Okay. It's fascinating.
Because I don't want you to back this book and get in trouble like Kyrie did.
No, I cannot. I get it. I cannot stop. It's really, really good stuff.
The next thing is they'll say the Earth is flat.
Well, no, the Earth. Well, you never know. There's aliens up there that we keep shooting down, apparently, but we don't know if they're aliens.
It's all good, I guess.
Hey, you know what?
It was a weather balloon. Okay, it drifted off course.
So you know what else is all good? So Drew Lane and his team are in here today. They're still here in the back, just kind of checking us out over here.
Those are my guys.
Sports. They're great. It's Maz's guys. I love those guys. Just kind of. Sometimes it's good for somebody to take a look at your operation and what you're doing from a 30,000-foot view, and it's so good to be around those guys.
Especially after the success that they've had over the years. Like, you're talking about the #1 radio show in the state.
So for 20 years.
To have them come by and drop knowledge is amazing.
And, all we could think about, Maz is in there with these guys, and all we could think about was when I think about Drew and I think about Maz, I think of the buffet at the Tigers games. I think of the buffet in the Tigers.
You bet.
And now,
second floor.
Second floor.
Champions Club.
The Champions Club. Maz can attack the buffet earlier this year than in years past, because it was announced today that the Detroit Tigers, there's a tweet from Tony Paul, the Detroit Tigers have announced that all weekday night home games will be moved up from a 7:10 start time to a 6:40 start time. I cannot tell you how much this excites me.
No, man, go to you. Talk about why are you so excited about the time change, man?
Because nobody works really till 6:30 anymore, and then go to the game. People are getting out a little earlier. People are working from home. I want to, like, I'm here.
People aren't even working.
I want to go to the game. I want to go to the game earlier. I want more daylight.
Yes.
And then I want to get home, and it's still going to be daylight when I get home. So you're going to need maybe use your sunglasses the entire day now, which would be fun. And it's just to get there earlier. I just like it. Like I told you, the football games, start them earlier. This year they did the national championship game at 7:30. You guys forgot that it started at 7:30. But if you remember,
I didn't forget. I didn't know. They didn't broadcast that well. Yeah.
But it's better because you still have some night left when the damn game is over. I mean, I always was jealous of the Central Time Zone and the Mountain Time Zone. The West, that's a little crazy because you got to get up so early for NFL
That's the
football.
worst, man. Like being on the West Coast and like being like a college fan, like a collegiate fan, and your team's an East Coast team. I would be in LA sometimes, Ryan and Monty, and I had to wake up at freaking 8.
Yeah.
Catch the game at 9 because a lot of Michigan games are at noon. It's the worst on the West Coast. Playing for the Seattle Seahawks, getting up trying to watch a Michigan game.
Forget it.
I wake up, it's like 10. I'm like,
Central Time Zone is the best time zone.
It's the second quarter.
If you ask me, Central Time Zone is the best time zone.
Totally agree with you.
Now, I dig what we get. We're light here until almost 10 o'clock at night in the summer. And my family comes over from Jersey, and they're here, and they're like, what time is it? We're like, well, it's 9:30, and the sun's still out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, it's down at 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
Sure. Because they're on the easternmost part of the
We're the westernmost part
of the Eastern time zone. Exactly.
Which I think is very cool, but also it kind of works against us as well. We really should be in the Central Time Zone.
But these games, brother, so the Tigers are doing it, the Royals, the Reds, the Mariners, the Phillies, the Twins, everybody moving their games up if they haven't already, this 6:40, because they want people home by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You want people home by 10 o'clock, too. You've got kids out there going to whatever. We always talk about the kids, right? But people got to go to work. People got to go to school during the, and they want you home by 10. You've got these 3-hour baseball games, maybe sometimes even longer. You get home at 10:30. Nobody wants to go to the games. And again, it goes back to that, Bray. Nobody's working to even 6 o'clock anymore.
Right.
If you just think about it, if you are driving, when is rush hour traffic to you? When is the most traffic on the road?
5.
Between 4:30 between 4:30 and 5:15.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Detroit, Michigan, the most congestion you will get on the road is between 4:30 and 5:15. Nobody's working till 6. You go to get a happy hour or something like that, and then you go to the game. Nobody does that anymore.
Here's another reason. Good for the Tigers, good for these teams. People aren't eating dinner at home now. They're going to eat dinner at the ball game. So there'll be more food served at this time. I guarantee that is one of the reasons that they're moving this up. Because if you eat at home, you don't eat as much at the ballpark.
That's true.
You're going to eat at the ballpark.
That's very true. Like one thing, I'm coming back to the food thing. That's very, very interesting. But at the same time, as it relates to that Ryan and Mike, good thing as their early times on the games, a lot of those 7:30 games on Friday, like who the hell wants to work Monday through Friday, then go to the game at 7:30, leave the game at 11:15? That's awful. But if that's the case now, Maz, if they're going to eat at those ballparks, or excuse me, eat at the ballpark of America, they got to make the food better. Because outside of getting Little Caesars, like the food is just okay.
It's getting better though, and they'll always come up with new stuff, and we'll probably hear about it in the next month or so.
The good food isn't privy to everybody else. Like we know about the second floor, the second level of that spot.
Yeah,
that's not privy to everybody else.
Correct.
The lower level, the lower concourse, they're gonna have to have better restaurants so that people can enjoy themselves at the game. Because outside of getting, like once again, getting Little Caesars, it's not that good.
$5 hot and ready there is $18.
It's really good though.
But it is better.
It is really.
JB wants to weigh in over here. JB wants to weigh in on the $5 hot and ready.
Yeah, I will say that going there, it is very expensive right now. $18 for one full hot and ready. I don't know if I can do that.
$18 for a hot and ready?
Yeah. $5 around the corner.
Yes. Or you can get a slice, a corner slice, that'll run you like $7 or $8.
Now you want to know why people aren't showing up to the games.
It's expensive.
People aren't
They
going
do
to
have the
you
$5.
overcharge and you suck?
They got the kid meal for $5. Hot dog, bag of chips, and a small drink, $5.
Oh.
So you can get that.
Yeah, people aren't fans, Ryan and Monty, when your team is averaging 99 losses over the past 5 years. No, they're not fans.
Right, they're not fans. They're not fans because you suck, and they're not fans because they can't afford to go to the game. Yeah. The one thing about, let me take a break. Let's stay with this if we can. And I want to have some fun today. We're gonna have some fun today. What the hell? It's Thursday.
I'm gonna have me some fun.
Maz's birthday is this weekend. Braylon's is coming up. We're having some fun. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company.
Fairway.
Looking for a way to elevate your dinner? Go no further than Fairway Packing Company. Family owned and operated since 1956. The Chop House steaks, the dry-aged Wagyu tomahawk steak, the fillets, my goodness, even the pork chops, the best you'll ever have. Choose Fairway. Visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. They ship anywhere, so you can order online. Fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com. Sourced, cut, aged, packed to perfection.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Both of you guys shut up. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure that you have the proper coverage. So why not give them a chance? Shout out Mark at SwissInsurance.com. Mark knows what he's doing. Give him a shot. Swiss Insurance Group.
You know, guys, we talk about being fans of teams. We've done this a lot. We talked about the bankruptcy that these Bally Sports local regional networks are going through right now. They are going through a bankruptcy, or will go through a bankruptcy, and it's, maybe they're bad deals. Maybe they're just flat out bad financial deals, okay?
They tried.
So Diamond Sports has elected to skip its $140 million interest payment and has entered a 30-day grace period that is expected to lead to a bankruptcy filing. That from John Orand. And look, could have been a bad business deal. Looks like that. Numbers, absolutely. But I keep going back to this. I don't see diehard fans anymore of sports. And maybe diehard isn't the way to characterize it, but the way I became a sports fan is by going to the games. And it's so hard to go to games, multiple games. Because now if you go to a game, it's like a treat. It's an event that you have on the calendar for months. Maybe at Christmas you got some Tigers tickets or Pistons tickets or Red Wings tickets. With these new stadiums, especially LCA and even the Tigers, I'm sure you can get in cheaply. But I don't know, just it's too much money to go to multiple games a year and really, truly become a sports fan of these teams.
Because of the parking.
Well, I think it's like this.
$50 to park.
They kill you. They absolutely
$40 to $50.
You're absolutely just abused at the parking lot.
And not only are you absolutely abused at the parking lot as it relates to parking, 45, 50, 55. We saw it got up to 60. Last year, game one, paid $60 to park when we did the opening ceremony.
And that was cheap.
At 10. Exactly. Yeah. It was $60.
As the season goes on, it does go down, but you still
because they lose.
Yeah, because
you're looking at a $20 bill at least.
I think my problem is, and I understand, I echo my brother's sentiments, is because for you as a franchise city, the Detroit, all our franchises are downtown, correct? The Detroit Red Wings, they're moving in the right direction, but right now this conversation is about what teams suck. Why am I going downtown and paying $50 a part to go see a Red Wings game when they have sucked? The Detroit Pistons suck. Why am I going downtown getting stuck in the LCA parking garage that takes forever because you got to put the credit card in there. The credit card is now the ticket. That takes forever. The Detroit Lions, well, we know where they're going. We know where they're on the trajectory of. But let's just have the conversation where they are right now. Suck. I got to pay $60 to go watch my teams lose, and then I got to get stuck in traffic as I'm going way out to West Bloomfield after the game. But I'm acting like I stayed the whole game. I definitely leave early. I've never been a fan of staying to the end of a game or a concert, whatever. I like to beat traffic. I like to beat. You know me, JB. I love Raw. I love AEW. I love it. You name the event.
You leave before the main event.
I can watch it at home. I can listen to it on the radio. I was there. I was in the building.
That Bray, you brought up a good point because my uncle actually taught me this, which I still do to this day. Whenever I go to any Wings game, Piston game, football game, something like that, leave before the last quarter or last inning starts. You can listen to
100.
the rest of the way on your drive home, and then you get to beat the rest of the traffic all the way.
Unless you're talking about the Eastern Conference Finals, or unless you're talking about the Western Conference Finals in hockey, like, why am I staying to the end of the game? I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. But I know I got to take 38 minutes and get back home. Not to talk about traffic. So, like, I'm always the shortcut guy. Remember driving on 70?
What's the point of going to the game if you're not going to stay to the finish?
Exactly.
Okay, so first of all, when I go to games, I got to take 1,000 pictures, sign 1,000 autographs. I got to do all that. I got to sit down in my seat. Then I got to walk around from suite to suite.
What's JB's excuse?
He's smart. He beat the traffic. But I've always been that guy, man. You know, like going to the Pistons, going to the Palace of Auburn Hills, Lapeer Road, the exit.
Well, that's
I wasn't
horrible.
the guy waiting in line.
I was
the guy
horrible.
driving all the way to Lapeer and cutting in right before you get on. That's who I am. I leave early. I get there. I make moves. I finagle, man.
Steven says on the WoodwardSports.com chat, I just go to one game a year instead of 4 to 5. I want to give the phone
Lions
number to
or any team.
I don't know. He's not that specific, but
Probably
he just
Lions
says
if you
now
said
he goes
one
to
game.
one game a year as opposed to 4 or 5. 313-552-6322. How many games did you used to go to, maybe growing up, and how many do you go to now? I think that is a question. I do. I think it's a problem for a lot of families. I told you about the experience that I had a couple of weeks ago when I went to the Red Wings game. I did not pay for the ticket. I paid to park, and I got a couple of beers and something to eat. It was $150.
Jeez.
Just for one person, for me.
Yeah.
So I think about if I wanted to take my wife and my 2 kids to go to a Red Wings game. And again, I'm sorry, maybe you could call me a little bit of a seat snob. I don't want to sit all the way up top. I just don't want to do it. And,
Plus, you're scared of heights.
And I'm scared of heights. That's true. So I like to sit in the lower bowl. I don't want to sit in the upper deck. So maybe that's a me problem.
Right.
That's a me problem. But again, and it's not just about the tickets. You can get a cheap ticket, probably. But then you're going to pay $30, $40, $50 to park. You're paying an $18 pizza that you can get for $5 down the street, across the street.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Well, it's fresh.
It's basically like going to the store and grabbing a bottle of Tito's versus when you go to clubs, when you're in the league and you go to a nightclub and those Tito's bottles are about $465. That markup is real, man. They understand what it is. Like, people are going to come to the game. People aren't going to eat because they're basically coming from work. They're trying to figure out who they're going to meet up with, where they're going to meet these people. So by the time they get to the arena, they're starving. They'll pay whatever because they legitimately haven't eaten anything, Ryan, since what, 12, 11?
You could bring food into the baseball game. You know that, right? You can bring food
Lies.
into the baseball game.
I
You
don't
can bring
even know what you're
peanuts.
talking
You can bring
about.
sandwiches.
Lies. You can bring food
Yes,
into the baseball.
you can bring food into the Tigers.
Does it
game.
have to be
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea about
Yes.
it.
I've
you
never
can.
heard this before.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Now, I'm not sure about the basketball
Like the Fulton
and
Warehouse.
how they do the arena and how they do Ford Field. I think you could bring peanuts at least, pretzels, stuff like that, into an event.
You can barely bring a purse or a wallet into those
I know
games.
you
How you
can.
going to bring food?
No kidding. Stick a couple of sandwiches down under your belt buckle or something.
No, in baseball, they let you.
I want you to go with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to a ball game this year.
Okay.
And I want to record you walking through. We have to
With
do
it
this.
in his hand, though.
I
not
eat
hidden
it
somewhere.
as I'm going in your
I'll eat it
pants.
as I'm going in.
I want you to. Yes.
I'm fine.
Yes, that's what
We
I got.
have got to record Tom Mazawey walking through the gates, the turnstiles. At
I feel like
Comerica
it's going to
Park.
happen, though. Now that we've thrown it out there, I think.
Well, I want to see it.
I do too.
I want to see it.
I'm gonna ask someone at the Tigers if you could bring food.
No,
in. I'm almost
you can't
positive.
ask. You can't ask.
Why
now.
can't I?
You just have to try it. You just
Okay.
have to walk through.
Fine. I'll walk in with peanuts.
No, not peanuts, because you could buy
Sandwich.
peanuts outside
Yes.
the stadium and walk in. Of
Well,
course.
see?
I'm talking about a turkey sandwich,
Okay.
maybe with some lettuce, tomato,
I've
mayonnaise.
seen families eat right in front of me. What mom has the little picnic
Maybe she had it
thing.
in her purse.
Maybe she did.
Now
But
they
still
don't
look-
allow you a purse because they don't
still-
want you to bring your own food in.
All right. Maybe I'm wrong.
How did Mom look, though?
Maybe I saw it a few years ago. Maybe
she might have got a pass.
Maybe I'm out of my mind. But I'm almost positive I've seen people bring food into Comerica.
Then they snuck it in, Mass. Like, nobody is walking into Comerica, LCA, and Ford Field with sandwiches, with snacks, with goodies, just in hand as they're showing their tickets. Like, you can't even go to a movie theater with snacks. You can. But if someone sees you, like, did you buy that here? That's a movie theater. You ain't walking in the LCA and Comerica and Ford Field with snacks.
Chris Evans on the WoodwardSports.com chat. I have season tickets for the Lions, and I'll be honest, one of the biggest issues that prevents me from going to 8 or 9 games a year is the parking.
Yeah.
What about you, Maz? What were you going to say?
I was going to say there's some pretty funny comments, of course, on our thing.
Comment thread.
Yeah.
On our thread.
What does it say?
Well, I got to read a few of them.
Read a few, man.
Let's see. You can 100% bring food into the park. Austin Rowhurst. Jake Wagner. Take a bag of cream corn, and when they ask you, tell them that the cream corn is too crunchy. I don't know. Maz about to bring a sandwich on a stroller, telling security it's for his toddler. I sneak Culver's into the movie theater. Maz backpedaling about the food in the ballpark. Melissa, what
cheese curds.
There's a Wendy's real close. Crush a double in the walk into the building. Clomp sauce. Maz told me I could bring a whole rack of ribs in my pocket. Detroit Germ. I don't know. Little Caesars.
Jason M says, I want to go to the Michigan-Ohio State game because our game this upcoming season, as long as I get decent seats. There is no bad seat at Michigan Stadium.
It's a bowl.
There really isn't. It's a bowl.
Yeah, 100%. It's a bowl. Like bowls, the way they build them in the ground, and they build them up. There are no bad seats. I used to run those stadium stairs all the freaking time, even getting to the very top.
You're a pro.
Still, those are good seats, though. Like some stadiums you'll go to, like LSU, like Death Valley, like Penn State, stadiums like that are built upwards.
Yeah.
Man, you get some of those third, fourth levels, those seats are horrible.
I'm going to find out about this food thing.
Good. You find out about the food thing.
What's your favorite food at the ballpark?
Couple of dogs.
That you need to have.
I got to get a ballpark. Frank.
How about you, Bray?
Ballpark. You got to get a ballpark, but I also love a beer and pretzels. I'm not a huge beer guy, but you got to get a beer, got to get a dog, and I also will substitute sometimes pretzel and cheese.
I like getting it from a vendor and not standing in line.
Oh, good call.
They taste much different when that vendor pulls it out of the steam.
Well, it's steam.
Where do you get it from?
Huh?
Like, where do you get it from? Where does he pull that from?
Oh, he pulls it from that big aluminum tin
with the top that you pull off, and then the smoke and steam.
I gotta have my peanuts. I literally am covered in peanut shells when I leave that place.
We gotta go to.
And I need a soda. They have the best Pepsi.
I gotta take you to Five Guys.
Comerica Park.
Five Guys got good peanuts.
Comerica Park has the best Pepsi.
Pepsi sucks
in the country.
Look,
I like Coke.
Yeah,
I do. Coca-Cola is my favorite.
So does Adam.
Coca-Cola is my favorite. Not that Coke, but Pepsi at Comerica Park, outstanding. Best pour. People talk about McDonald's. Forget it. Comerica Park. Best soda in the house.
Guys, I want to get into some sports next. We'll talk a little dueling mock drafts. Todd McShay, Todd put out his mock draft. Fox Sports, Jason McIntyre has put out his mock draft.
Everybody's drafted.
We'll let you know where they went. There is a quarterback selected in the first round, according to one of these mock drafts. We'll let you know who that is and which one you like better. But first, a message from SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as substance abuse. Listen, you saw what's going on in Michigan State. You see the individual and what he did. Listen, man, sometimes hurt people need people. They need a hug. They need you to provide them with information. We're talking about mental health, destigmatizing mental health, talking about the different levels of mental health, trying to help people. If you or someone you know is struggling, put your arm around them, give them this website, thesportsma.com. Great website. Sean Jordan has done an amazing job working on behalf of the NFL Alumni Association. Great website, great content. Check it out, thesportsma.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
It's Maz for Cousins, Maine Lobster. If you're a seafood fan, you're not going to want to miss these guys. Plus, they are up for Food Truck of the Year. That's right, and you can vote for them and win some prizes. I'll tell you about it right now. Make sure you go vote for Cousins Maine Lobster at Freep.com. That's their Best of Detroit. And make sure you follow them on Facebook. It's Facebook.com/CML Detroit. That's Cousins Maine Lobster Detroit. CML Detroit. For your chance to win a $300 Visa gift card if they win it, if they pull it off and win Food Truck of the Year. So check them out. You check out that QR code right there. It'll take you right to their homepage. You can download their app and find out where they are today. CousinsMaineLobster.com.
All right, gang. Hey, dueling mock drafts. Let's start with Todd McShay. This used to be, can we say, like the Super Bowl for Lions fans to get a mock draft.
It was.
I think I feel comfortable that Brad Holmes is going to make the right decision that he believes is the right decision.
This is our last Super Bowl.
This football team. So I'm not as adamant of any particular feeling about how I feel about a mock draft. I'm not as strong. I don't feel so, they got to do X, Y, and Z.
You got a couple things in your mind, but at the same time, you're cool with whatever Brad does.
I've got my thoughts, but I'm not married to my thoughts, if that is fair enough. So, guys, here is Todd McShay's mock draft, and of course here it is. Okay, so Todd McShay has the Lions selecting Myles Murphy, defensive end from Clemson, at number 6. I think Detroit sticks with Jared Goff and uses this pick on a porous defensive unit. I considered a cornerback, but Murphy has a much higher grade than my CB1, and the defense needs support at multiple positions. It couldn't stop anything last season, allowing a league-high 6.2 yards per play. Adding Murphy's speed off the edge to a group that already includes 2022 first-rounder Aiden Hutchinson, surprise rookie standouts James Houston, immediately moves the defense forward. Something else to watch here. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit slides down the board, picking up an additional draft capital for a team looking to nab a quarterback. The Lions have already have a second first-rounder, too. Now, after this, Will Levis is on the board for the Lions in this mock draft. Will Levis goes the next pick to the Las Vegas Raiders. Anthony Richardson goes number 9 to the Carolina Panthers. So I think that seems to be the vanilla pick there. Myles Murphy, defensive end, Clemson.
Yeah, this is kind of what I said the other day, though. I said I kind of wanted to move back in the draft. I thought it would give the Detroit Lions more draft capital, give them some extra picks. They move back. They still get a pretty good or really good defensive tackle, Myles Murphy, out of Clemson. With things like this and looking at these, and everybody's trying to, this is what they're going to do, and everybody's trying to hit the bullseye, right, man? Like everybody's trying to hit the bullseye. It's early to figure it out. As I'm looking at the Detroit Lions, this is what I see. I trust Brad Holmes, right? We trust Brad Holmes. All right, cool. I trust Brad Holmes. We trust Brad Holmes. The one thing I think they got to do, they got to get themselves another defensive tackle in the first round, but they also got to intentionally go after a quarterback. Like, once you watch, let's just say you try to go get a quarterback. Now, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But, Maz, you've been hitting on this point. Ryan, you've been hitting on this point, especially once we had Mike Tannenbaum on the show. And he talked about what the Green Bay Packers have done since 90s. Quarterback in every draft, correct? You got to get a quarterback. And it's no disrespect to Jared Goff. And or you got to at least try to get a quarterback. You got to try to position yourself for a C.J. Stroud, position yourself for a Bryce Young. Now, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But that's what the Detroit Lions have to do. And the reason why, look, it's no shot at Jared Goff. Jared Goff played amazing last year for the Detroit Lions. He played really well. He took care of the football, which had been a problem for him. He had over 4,800 yards. He had 28 touchdowns. He was under 10 interceptions. All that's great. But we're really being honest, and you want to really take that next step. You want to win a Super Bowl. You want to win an NFC championship beyond the NFC North. You got to have a quarterback to do it. Like Jared Goff doesn't traditionally play well on the road, doesn't play well in big games. That's a problem. Like, what are you going to do when you play against Joe Burrow? Let's just say the NFC is what it is. All you got to deal with in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles and whoever the hell the quarterback is going to be for the 49ers. Let's say that's all you have to deal with. You're still going to have to play the AFC at some point, whether it's during regular season or whether it's in the playoffs, whether it's in the Super Bowl. You're going to have to play those teams. You're going to have to be able to beat those teams. And Jared Goff's not the quarterback to be able to beat those teams, in my opinion. He's great for this season, but you got to be intentional and draft one of those guys if you can get up there.
Okay. Bring on the Malik people. I don't give a damn. You already got 5 rookies on defense. You already drafted a guy that you don't know how good he is yet last year in the second round.
Josh Paschal.
And Josh Paschal. He could be superb. Why are you drafting defensive players in the first 2 rounds if you don't get Jalen Carter or if you don't get
Will
Anderson? Don't give me a vanilla guy that you really don't know a hell of a lot about. Go get your quarterback. You're going to let Anthony Richardson fall. This mock draft. You're going to let him fall to Carolina? No way. If anything, you're going to tell Carolina you're going to take him. And if you don't want him, and I think maybe they do want him, if you really don't want him, you're going to trade and get something out of that pick. Don't just add this linebacker in, add this defensive end in. Forget that. Unless you're getting the 2 big dogs, think, be smart, and get your players. I'm with Ryan. Get your offense, get your quarterback, and get your running back. Who's your guy?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson's there at 18? You're going to let him go?
If they still have the pick at 18. Maz, look, I don't have a problem with you being intentional about the quarterback. Like, I agree with you. Like, it's time for the Detroit Lions to go get a quarterback. Let's be honest. Let's stop BSing, Ryan. Time for them to get a quarterback. But here's why I push back on the defensive side. You're like, well, they have these young guys, and we'll see what Pascal is. We don't really know. Second pick last year.
But he's been solid. I'm talking Brad Holmes has been rock solid.
Brad Holmes has been solid.
So this kid
Pascal had one game.
But he might be the real deal.
Maz, I understand, but I'm just going to read you some things. Think about the teams that had success in the playoffs this year. The 49ers. Why were the 49ers in the Super Bowl?
Their defense.
Thank you. Why were the Eagles?
Well, Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and Brandon Ayuk help.
Well, Debo Samuel missed 6 games this year. So, their defense was what it was.
They drafted someplace, but they brought players in.
I'm not done, though. Cincinnati. Yeah, Joe Burrow. But what if they talked about Cincinnati this year, their defense, and how good Trey Hendrickson is, how good the defensive coordinator, how good of a job he did. The Giants have no offense, and they won 10 games, and they made the playoffs. Why is that? Defense. The Bills. Why did the Bills get cooked? They have no interior offensive lineman, and their defense let them down. You got to have good defensive players. You got to get some.
Who we talked about yesterday on the free agent market? There's a ton of them.
David, Devin Bush,
there's your defense.
Jalen Hurts. I understand that. But if you cannot, as Ryan Ermanni has said, if you can't get the quarterback that you're in love with, then you got to get the best player. And if the best player is a defensive lineman, I'm not mad at that at all.
Let me continue on with Ringo, or with the McShay mock draft. He's got the Lions taking Keely Ringo, cornerback from Georgia, at number 18. We mentioned that the Lions might be thinking cornerback at 6, ended up with defensive end Myles Murphy, but they did get one here in the second first-rounder at the tail end of a mini run at the position. Ringo is the 4th cornerback to come off the board in 5 picks. There will be a lot of opinions about his game, but Ringo has a lot of upside. If I hear that word one more time, oh my God, already I hate that word.
Yeah, you know what it reminds you of.
Yeah, he has speed and length, and he's very good in press coverage, but he hauled in 2 interceptions in each of his seasons at Georgia. Jeff Okudah has flashed the traits that made him the number 3 overall pick in 2020, but even if he takes the next step, Amani Oruwariye is a free agent, leaving the other corner spot wide open. So they do need a corner. So just as a point of emphasis, a couple of picks later, Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas, goes to the Baltimore Ravens. So there you go. So ESPN, McShay, Murphy, and Ringo. Let me pull up this Fox Sports mock draft that came up today. This Fox Sports mock draft, not that yet. Thank you. This Fox Sports mock draft today. They've got Will Anderson going 1 to the Bears. Houston, C.J. Stroud, 2. Arizona taking Jalen Carter, 3. The Colts picking Will Levis, quarterback from Kentucky, at 4. And at 5, they fully anticipate the Seattle Seahawks to re-sign Geno Smith and pick up Myles Murphy, the defensive end from Clemson. And you know who that leaves for the Lions at 6?
Some guy from Bama.
Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. Yes, Jared Goff was terrific last year in Detroit. He also carries the 18th largest cap hit next year and the 14th biggest in 2024. Look at how the Eagles and 49ers have built their rosters around quarterbacks on their rookie deals. Detroit gets in position to do that by taking Young. The offensive line is elite, and skill position players are very good. The OC is a top 5 guy in the NFL. Before we get to the second pick, if Bryce Young is staring the Lions in the face,
or CJ
at number 6, or CJ Stroud, I think you absolutely have to take that quarterback. I am adamant about that, because I do think it gives your roster flexibility moving forward to look like, or at least have a chance to look like, the Eagles, the Niners, a little bit, because those, by the way, are the 2 teams that you're directly competing against for an NFC championship. And I also just want to point this out. In the divisional round, okay, the 8 teams that played in the divisional round this year: Jaguars, first-round quarterback. Chiefs, first-round quarterback. Giants, first-round quarterback. Eagles, Jalen Hurts, second-round quarterback. Bengals, first-round quarterback.
Mahomes.
Bills, first-round quarterback. Cowboys, Dak Prescott, fourth-round quarterback.
But one of the most expensive quarterbacks, Kansas City.
And then the 49ers, to be honest with you, you can work this however you want. They did go with Brock Purdy, but Trey Lance, first-round quarterback. That is how they were built.
Cost them 3 first-round picks to get them.
Yeah, so 7 of the 8 quarterbacks, essentially, in the divisional round were first-round quarterbacks. In Jared Goff, you have one, by the way, but he's not on a rookie deal. Correct. He's not on a rookie deal. Each and every quarterback that has played, 7 of the 8 quarterbacks in the divisional round were on rookie contracts.
Listen, if Bryce Stroud somehow slips to number 6, it's a no-brainer. You got to take Bryce.
Either or. You said Bryce Stroud. So either
my
or.
apologies, Bryce Young. Excuse me. Yeah, Bryce Young. I would rather
call
Bryce
him
Young.
Bryce Stroud from now on. I
know, right? Either or. We'll figure it out. Though.
If you put them together, you got a perfect quarterback.
There you go, Bryce Young. But Brady Quinn came on our show in 2021 before the season started. What did he tell us? He said
number 1 pick.
He said Bryce Young's going to win 2 Heisman trophies. He said he's going to be the number 1 in 2 years. And what happened? He won the Heisman Trophy that year. If Alabama would have had the talent that they usually have, they probably would have won the national championship last year as well. Bryce Young is that good. I've seen Bryce Young with less talent than Alabama has had in the last 10 years. He didn't have the squad that Mac Jones had. He didn't have the squad that Tua Tagovailoa had. He didn't have the squad that Greg McElroy had. But somehow he almost won a national championship with 1 wide receiver. Somehow he was always in games. Somehow he had a 98-yard drive against Auburn 2 years ago to go to overtime, to win, to get to the SEC championship. Bryce Young is proven.
Second first-round pick for the Lions in this mock draft, Christian Gonzalez, 18, cornerback, Oregon. The 6'2 corner has started every game in college since his freshman year. First at Colorado, then at Oregon. He instantly starts opposite Jeff Okudah. I want to ask you a question. Do you like McShay's mock draft, ESPN? Do you like McIntyre's mock draft, Fox Sports? We're going to have that question, going to pose that question to you next. If you would like to get in on this, feel free to give the show a call. The phone number is 313-552-6322. 313-552-6322. 888-2-2. We will be right back. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
Yes, sir, the Folding Warehouse. It's bowling night for me tonight, but it could just easily be folding night. Get down to Hamtramck, talk to Chris Hutt, the inventor of this great game, football and bowling. 2 ways to play it: $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation, 10 or 12 of your friends on a lane for 2 hours for $120. That's less than $10 per person. Any drink you want. They got multiple full bars, over 100 beers, and the $2 mystery beer machine. How about some food? You can bring your own in or have it delivered. That's right, bring your own food in, just like they do at the Tiger games. You might have to sneak it in at the Tiger games, but you can actually have it delivered right here to the Folding Warehouse. Get your fold on at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Find your big fitness energy at Planet Fitness today. That's right, today. You got to get to Planet Fitness because today is the last day you can join for just $1 down and $10 a month.
Only $10?
Yes, only $10. So get into a Planet Fitness soon. But Planet Fitness is hiring, by the way. If you need a new job, they are hiring. Make your workout place your workplace. Planet Fitness offers a fun and friendly environment with flexible schedules and much more for their employees. If you're looking to join, find them in club today, or you can always check them out online at planetfitness.com.
Are we having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun. These are days that I love these days because it just kind of puts you in the driver's seat a little bit and gives you a legitimate, I think it gives you a legitimate look at what an NFL general manager is faced with. Let's get to Derek, who's kind enough to give us a call here on WoodwardSports.com. How you doing, Derek?
It's Eric with an E.
Eric, how you doing, Eric? What's up, man?
What up, though? Go Blue.
What up, though? Go Blue.
Go Blue. What's going on, fam?
Man, nothing much. Hey, y'all, I've been looking at these mock drafts, and I've been freaking out like y'all because I'm like this. I'm on the side of Braylon also. If everybody else is gone and the defensive lineman is there, yeah. But if Bryce Young is there, man, you'll be crazy to pass him up. Bryce Young, he the truth this year. He didn't have none of them weapons, and they only lost 2 games by a combined 3 points. Bryce Young is special. And if he's on that board and we pass on him, I think that'll be the biggest mistake we ever do.
How about C.J. Stroud?
I gotta agree with Eric on that.
C.J. Stroud, I like Stroud, but I have my questions. But I do like Stroud. I feel like if he's there, you take him. Will Levis, I'm not high on. I see Zach Wilson.
Okay,
but Young. Oh, it's a no-brainer. I get in trouble with the NFL like we did a few years ago. I'll run that card up again.
That's what
because Bryce Young is elite.
Yeah.
He's elite. He's a game changer. He's a franchise changer.
I
don't care about his size.
I couldn't agree with you more. Hey, Eric, thanks so much for the call, man. We appreciate it. Call back anytime.
Appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Love the show.
Appreciate it. Tell a friend about us. Tell your friends about us. That's awesome. Eric, thank you for the call. Can I just show you what basically we're up against here? This is what Brad Holmes has a legitimate, may have a legitimate question about. Let's see it. Would you rather have Miles Murphy and Keely Ringo or Bryce Young and Christian Gonzalez? So basically what it comes down to is this. They've got a cornerback going at 18. Whether it's Ringo, whether it's Gonzalez, whoever it may be, okay? Take the player's name out of it.
Cornerback.
Or would you rather have Miles Murphy or Bryce Young? That's really what the question comes down to. And if you say Miles Murphy, there's nothing I can do to change your mind.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you, there's this little thing, it's called free agency. And you can go buy yourself 2 defensive tackles if you feel like you want. And you've got 5 guys on that defensive front, on that defensive side of the ball, that are going to take a huge leap next year in year 2.
You hope they're going to take. You hope they're going to take a huge leap.
And if they don't, everything nice I said about Brad Holmes goes out the window, because this isn't about 1 year playing nice on a bad team.
Yeah, but I don't think it goes out the window. Like the guys you're talking about got drafted in the 6th, the 7th round, the 5th round. Like those guys are like later on draft picks. They didn't go intentional on a first-round defensive tackle outside of Aiden Hutchinson. They don't have a first-rounder or a second. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, Pascal's a very high second-round pick.
Look, you keep talking about Pascal. We'll see. Like, once again, just with the Detroit Lions, like, once they make the playoffs, we'll talk about it. I got to see it consistently.
But, again, we didn't see it out of Jamison Williams last year. We just automatically think Jamison's going to be this great pro.
No, correction. We did see it out of Jamison Williams because we saw him go against Georgia, which is almost an NFL team. They had 6 first-round draft picks, 17 drafted players. He and Bryce Young almost won that national championship by themselves. So we knew he was going to be that good.
And Josh Pascal.
I don't even know who the hell Josh Pascal is.
Played in Kentucky. Go look at the highlights. You don't like that? Yeah, it's not funny to you?
No, it was. The Bluegrass thing. I'm just saying, like, in terms of your question, it's not even
a question.
It's Bryce Young and Christian Gonzalez.
It's not even a question.
That's not even a question.
Listen to me. And I know everyone's like, okay, if you take a quarterback, wait till 18. No one's going to be left at 18. Yeah, you're going to find an event. You're going to have a Jalen Hurts, and you're going to have maybe a Tom Brady once in a lifetime. Yeah, you're going to have those quarterbacks, Dak Prescott.
Who's been the Tom Brady since Tom Brady, by the way? Everybody that wants a quarterback late.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo? No, I'm joking.
Second-round pick.
I was joking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't give a damn.
It hasn't been my.
If Anthony Richardson's left at 6 and he's the only quarterback left at 6, I'm taking him. I'm not letting him get to Carolina. I'm not letting him get to Carolina. I'm taking my Super Bowl quarterback that's going to sit behind Goff for 2 years, maybe 3. That's who I'm taking.
You can absolutely have him sit for 2.
I'm not going to let him go. I'm not.
It's a free square.
This is it, man. You're not picking this high anymore.
This is your
God willing.
This is your last best opportunity to get your quarterback. Let me bring in the Silver Lion, Mike Jones. What's up, Mike?
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Real fine.
Man, with that number 6 pick, man, I feel y'all on the quarterback because Goff is expensive. But, man, we got to go cornerback. We got to go with one of those corners, man, because if you watch that game, that playoff game, it's all about the passing, man. And we don't have nobody on that back end to stop the pass. And I don't think you can wait till 18 to pick your corner.
You want another cornerback that high? Didn't you see what happened 3 years ago?
Yes, and I know I'm against it. I've always been against taking cornerbacks that high. I have. But if you look at
it, ain't Deion Sanders.
I know, but look at Sauce. I think they messed up.
Mike,
Sauce is special.
We appreciate the call, but here's the thing, though. There are no type of DBs like that in this draft. There's no Sauce Gardner in this draft. There's no Derek Stingley Jr., in which we think he could be when the Houston Texans drafted him. They were saying that Joey Porter Jr. was the best DB in the draft and he was going to go 12. Then all of a sudden it was, well, Keely Ringo is going second round. Well, let's add Keely Ringo to the end of the first round. Now he's 19. Like, we don't know how good these DBs are. Christian Gonzalez, I've seen 6, I've seen 18. I don't trust this crop of DBs for me to be drafting 6. If I'm taking a DB at 6, I'm going to know that this guy is going to be special and he's going to lock down a side of the field. I know that going into it. I don't feel comfortable about any of these DBs. I don't think anybody is, because you see it keep changing. Now Christian Gonzalez is the one that's kind of number one. But hell, look at this McIntyre. He's 18.
Yeah.
I don't trust the DBs in this draft class.
What do you say to that, Mike?
I don't know, man. I'm high on Joey Porter Jr., man. I know he's not a number 6 pick, but man, maybe at worst you dangle that pick in front of maybe Baltimore or something like that, or you try to mortgage that pick. But I think we need a corner bad in the top 10, and I've always been against taking a corner in the top 10. I have been, but. Man.
Hey, Mike, appreciate the call, my friend.
Definitely.
Call back anytime. Tell a friend about us, too, will you? Good job.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. All right, Braylon, holla at you.
Mike, appreciate it,
All
fam.
right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. I think we absolutely have to have defensive back help, cornerback help.
Yeah.
But, I mean, am I going to take... even McShay, now take this for what it's worth. McShay says Myles Murphy is way higher than his highest rated CB1.
Gotcha.
Right? So it would be a severe reach to take a cornerback.
I agree.
At 6. You absolutely need help there. But again, I go back to this. You're competing against Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
You're competing against Patrick Mahomes. You're competing against Joe Burrow. Now, Patrick Mahomes, I consider the Philadelphia Eagles, if they're not one, they're 1, 2, or 3 best defensive backfield in the National Football League with Darius Slay, Bradbury, and Gardner Johnson.
They're one.
Okay, so they're one.
They're one.
This dude, Mahomes, scored 24 points on him in 13 minutes.
He's different.
Exactly.
And that's why I want Jalen Ramsey.
And again, that is why you need a guy that can go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, people like this. If you don't have somebody to score the football like that, I don't know.
When the Detroit Lions line up and they play these teams that they did okay with Justin Jefferson, but I'm still naming him because he's the best wide receiver stat-wise in the last 2 years. You got to play against Justin Jefferson, who's checking him. You got to play against the Raiders and Devontae Adams, who's checking him. You got to play against the Miami Dolphins and Tyreek Hill, who's checking him. The list goes on. The wide receiver list is only getting longer in terms of really good wide receivers in the NFL. It's no longer the top 10 list. That wide receiver thing stretches out to about the top 17, 18.
Without question.
And you got to check these guys. You got to have somebody that you feel comfortable with in your foxhole. Like, you know what? Yeah, Jalen's over there. Or whoever you want to draft. All right,
Bradbury and C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
You got to have one of those guys, though.
Give me the Eagles secondary. They're available.
Got to have one of those guys.
Back to the phone lines. Bring in Tobias. How you doing, Tobias? You are on WoodwardSports.com. How you doing, T?
I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all taking my call. Huge fan of the show. I do want to say I have been a Lions fan all my life. I'm over 40 years old. And to answer the question, right on. And if Young is not available, we have to trade down, pick up additional picks, but address the secondary. We have to. Our secondary was poor last year with Ermanni and Edwards being trash, Jeff Okudah being inconsistent. We have to address that. So pick up a Gonzalez, pick up a Witherspoon, or someone like that in the draft. And I trust Brad Holmes, but that's the most important thing you have to do is adjust the defense.
Tobias, what if they got him at 18? What if they got that guy at 18? Would you be fine with that?
I'll be fine with that. I really would. But as long as it's addressed, because the only thing that held us, that really showed us what we needed last year was the defense. The defense was absolutely horrible. So, yes. please address defense.
100%.
You got it.
100%.
Good stuff. Hey, Tobias, tell a friend about us. Thanks so much for placing the call. Call back anytime you want to weigh in, man. Appreciate it.
Got to get defense, man.
Yes, sir.
You see the teams that made it to the end, man. You see the last 4 teams alive in NFL this year, man. Tell me I'm lying. Their defenses are all overly solid.
Yep.
Overly solid. Got to get that stacked up, Ryan.
No doubt about it. We keep talking about quarterbacks too, guys. Colin Cowherd came out with a top 10 quarterback list, and so did Braylon Edwards.
I didn't like his list, man.
It is a top 10 Thursday. We'll get to that next. Plus, we're going to have some fun with you. I've got some really good, I'm trying to do this series on the social medias. Dad jokes. I've been watching lately. I want to get those.
You and Lee and
knock.
Well, we'll get to some of those, but first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. You can go to Dearborn right now, and you can drive off in an all-new 2022 Silverado Crew Cab LT for just $289 a month. That's right, $289 a month. 2022 Silverado, drive off right now. That is located on Michigan Avenue at Les Stanford. They've been there for over 50 freaking years, and has just recently expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC, same great service that customers have come to know. They're located there on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, Dearborn on Michigan Avenue, Chevy and Cadillac. Go get yourself a Silverado, $289 a month. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
Find them.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At Alta, uptime matters.
It matters.
Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. If you got a big project coming up, give Alta Rental a call today. They've got you covered. Call them today, right now. 844-GO-2-ALTA. That's 844-GO, the number 2, Alta.
I know we did this yesterday a little bit, but just glancing up at the television today, I love seeing Patrick Mahomes wasted. I love seeing him chug beers.
Yeah.
It humanizes him a little bit, and good to let your hair down, man. You did it. You won a championship. You ain't driving. You're riding.
Yes.
And
his brother's an a-hole, though.
Yeah, his brother, and that.
What did his brother do?
The what? His brother.
Jackson
his
Mahomes,
brother is horrific.
He is a.
Yeah, his brother is.
He's a DB.
I'm completely thinking Jason Kelsey. I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. I got. Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, that kid.
Yeah.
The only Kelsey I like is Jason Kelsey. I can't stand Travis Kelsey.
Why can't you stand Travis?
Because he's just a big mouth and the faux anger.
Hold on.
Wait, the faux anger.
Hold on.
Who the hell?
Hold on.
No one wanted us to win. No one thought we could win.
Hold on.
Man.
No. I disagree, because starting the season this year, everybody said that since Tyreek Hill
cough.
Everybody said Tyreek Hill left, their team is done. Patrick Mahomes won't be the same. They won't win the Super Bowl. I even bet against them this year to get to the AFC Championship. Everybody said that they were finished. Then you get the Cincinnati Bengals. The mayor is even talking stuff. Then you get those guys talking about Burrowhead. They didn't say anything leading up to the game. They waited till the game was over. They had won the game, and then they commented on what assholes said leading up to that week. We can say that though. Buttholes, whatever. I mean,
the Cincinnati mayor?
We're talking golf sport. I'm talking about the players, the defensive players for the Cincinnati Bengals. Burrow hit this, that, and the third. Travis Kelce didn't say nothing. Patrick Mahomes didn't say nothing. But after they put that ass whooping on them,
they got lucky. They won.
Did they win?
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey, you know what? So earlier today I was watching, speaking of the Kelce brothers, I was watching all these videos. NFL films is starting to trickle out all this mic'd up stuff of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And you see the Kelces on the field individually, Jason and Travis, hugging the mom. Where is the dad?
The dad was hanging with the rest of the family.
Where is the dad? I never see the dad.
Ed Kelce.
Dads be chilling. Like, dads be in the background.
But even on the field after the game, it's just mom walking on the field. And,
somebody,
I love you, mom, and all that stuff. But where's the dad?
Right, some people not built for that moment. Like some dads, dads are just chill. They don't want all the confetti, and they don't come up there. They don't want to be on Fox. They don't want to be on TV. They want to hide in the back. They want to chill with the fam. And then once you get over there and get around to it, then they give you a hug and tell you, "Good game, son," or "Hey, man, you played a good game. Sorry you lost."
Look at Patty Mahomes Sr.
Oh no, he's getting it in.
Yeah, but he's awesome. He's not showboating.
100%. He's just enjoying his sweets. His cigarillos.
That's it.
Braylon, tell me how you want to handle this, because your Top 10 Thursday is based around Colin Cowherd's Top 10 quarterbacks.
Put his up first.
Okay, so
I'm with Mass. Put his up first.
Let's do Colin Cowherd's Top 10 quarterbacks heading into 2023. This is how he projects the top 10 quarterbacks to look in 2023. Patrick Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow 2, Trevor Lawrence 3. I think that's a pretty significant move. Justin Herbert 4, Josh Allen 5, Jalen Hurts at 6, Matthew Stafford at 7, Aaron Rodgers at 8, Lamar Jackson at 9, and there's your Lions quarterback, Jared Goff, at number 10. Do we have any initial thoughts of those 10
I do.
Right now?
Yeah, we do.
What is yours?
Yes, we do.
Because you got a whole top 10 based on
Oh, my God.
Mine is Jalen Hurts.
I'm boiling.
Jalen Hurts goes to 3.
3?
3. 3.
3?
Yes, 3.
That's hold on. That's why I love Maz. And once you see Ryan, let me stand up and say something real quick. Let me
stand up.
I'm gonna just show you one thing. I'm not even gonna talk about the whole list, Maz.
Take that mic.
I got you. I'm not gonna. I can't take the mic.
Pull it off the desk.
I'm not gonna talk about the whole list.
Okay.
Just a little bit. You ready for this? Won a playoff game and it's on the way. I don't have a problem with that. Don't have a problem with him being on this list. I know what he's going to be. Maz, we agree that he's on his way.
He is.
This guy right here. Everybody keeps trying to supplant Patrick Mahomes for this guy.
No.
How many playoff wins does he have?
If you're just listening only, it's he's pointing to Justin Herbert.
How many playoff wins does Justin Herbert have?
I believe 0.
I don't think he has any.
I believe 0.
Zip. Zilch. Now, it may not all be his.
He almost won one.
And guess what? Almost does not
Sucks.
count, except his horse shoes and hand grenades. And it may be the offensive coordinator's fault, but the fact remains, no wins.
He got up. He's really upset.
Josh Allen, regression.
Totally regressed.
AFC Championship 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Divisional round 3 years ago. Divisional round last year. Wild card this year. He's not 5. This guy just went to the Super Bowl, went 27 of 38, 304 yards.
MVP.
Pointing to Jalen Hurts if you're doing audio only.
Did everything.
MVP.
And he held his team accountable and kept them quiet when they were trying to turn it up before the game was over.
Pointing to
This
Jalen
guy
Hurts.
Goes to 3. Patrick Mahomes is 1. Joe Burrow is 2. Jalen Hurts is 3. Keep in mind, what does this say, man?
Heading into next season. He get him a mic.
Heading into next season. So I'll save the rest and just show you my list. But there's no reason why heading into next season, Jalen Hurts is not your number 3 after what you saw him do this season and Super Bowl.
We're going to get Braylon a mic because I like Braylon on his feet pointing to the board, yelling just to be heard by the audio. Now we got you. Take a sip, Bray. I love this. You keep talking because I think, my friend, you are en fuego.
I'm 100% correct, though. Patrick Mahomes, boom, number 1. He deserves to be number 1. You know what? I love Colin Cowherd. The hell with him. Throw mine up there, Fletcher.
What about 7 and 8?
Just throw mine up there. You see what you have. You have Matt Stafford over Aaron Rodgers. You know what? Let's put my list up here. Here's the honorable mentions. Going into next season, Matt Stafford's number 11. Guess what? Won a Super Bowl last year. Got to give him that credit. He's number 1. Dak Prescott, he's just there. Like, he's just the quarterback that's just there. You have to have him there. He's just there. Derek Carr, I actually will have Derek Carr in front of Dak Prescott, if I'm being honest. That's just me. We'll figure it out. Now it's time to get to the nuts and the bolts. Fletch, hit me with 10 through 6. Kirk Cousins is number 10.
Kirk Cousins.
First of all, you may not trust him, blah, blah, blah. He's going to win you 13 games. He's going to throw for 4,900 yards, 30 touchdowns, blah, blah, blah. You got to have him 10. They were 13-4 last year, Ryan and Ermanni. As much as he sucks in big games, and once it turns nighttime, still got to have him number 10. Jared Goff, deservingly so, should be here. 4,800 yards last year, 29 touchdowns, under 10 interceptions, played lights out for the Detroit Lions. Lamar Jackson didn't have a good season last year. He got injured, but he's still Lamar Jackson. You know what his ceiling is. You know what he's capable of. Got to have him in the mix. Justin Herbert. We know Justin Herbert's good. We know Justin Herbert can turn up, and he hasn't had the best offensive coordinator. But the fact remains, in big game moments, Justin doesn't finish games. Whether it's the offensive coordinator or him, he doesn't finish games. Can't have him in the top 5, and he's not finishing games. 6. Once again, it says going into 2023. Aaron Rodgers probably had
the headline.
His worst statistical year last year. By the way, didn't it seem like he threw 80 interceptions? He only threw 12.
Sucks.
Which shows you how good he is. Threw 12. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers, number 6, has to be that. He is back-to-back MVP as of last year and the year before that. Hit me with 1 through 5, Fletch. Trevor Lawrence, number 5. I'm cool with him in the top 5. Trevor Lawrence has showed us some things last year, playoff game this year, his resilience.
Can I just say something a minute?
Please, man, go ahead.
You are dead nuts on the money.
You're the best, man.
That's all I got to say.
I love you, man. Trevor Lawrence, number 5, coming in. I think he's on his way. I think Doug Peterson down there in Jacksonville, they got a good offense. Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk. Oh, by the way, Calvin Ridley is coming to the team this year. Got to watch out for him.
It's a hell of an offense.
Hey, look, man, Josh Allen is taking steps back now. It's not all his fault. Brian Daboll left this year. It crushed Josh Allen. Now we saw, plus he had the elbow injury, the ECL or whatever it was. So he's still Josh Allen. He's just taking steps back. This 3 to 4 is much further, though, based on how Josh Allen played last year. There's a lot of space between 3 and 4. Number 3, I just talked about it. Jalen Hurts. You saw what he did in the Super Bowl. Amazing. Probably the second best performance I've ever seen of a quarterback
MVP.
that didn't win. Number 2, it's Joey Smooth. It's Joey Cool. Now, he didn't play well. He didn't play well in the playoffs, if I'm being honest. He did not play well. But he's still Joe Cool. He kept it cool.
He got rushed a lot.
And we don't even have to talk about number 1. We know who he is. He'll be the best quarterback of all time once it's said and done. He's not that now. I agree with Ryan. Still got to go through the longevity of it, the duration of it, maybe another Super Bowl, maybe another MVP, and then keep it going. But he is absolutely number 1. Going into 2023.
We are going to take a break. We are going to talk about this because you left one guy off this list that, to me, is in the top 5, and I'll talk to you about it next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a chance, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
WoodwardSports.com. Here we go. Reacting to Braylon's top 10 list. So here's what I want to do with you guys. Give me numero uno, Patrick Mahomes. Without question, Braylon, your top 10 list. This is the number one quarterback in the NFL. It's not even close. Now, give me that top 5, 2 through 4, 2 through. Here you go. This is who everybody is forgetting about. Okay, Joe Burrow 2, Jalen Hurts 3. Fine. There is an enormous drop after 3. But you know who is 3A, if you want, with not a lot of drop off there? Ladies and gentlemen, you are forgetting about that quarterback in Cleveland. And I'm talking about Deshaun Watson, who prior to that mess in Houston maybe was a top 2 or 3 quarterback in this league. He didn't play well last year. But if I may,
hold on. Say what you just said. Say that again. He didn't what?
He didn't play well last year.
What is this list?
But this list is, if you look at it up here, ladies and gentlemen, top 10 quarterbacks going into 2023. So if you project the best quarterbacks ahead in 2023, Deshaun Watson, ladies and gentlemen, is going to have a huge year. I put him at 3A with Jalen Hurts.
Are you talking about Randy Watson?
If we're projecting, you're projecting 2023.
Yep.
Based on 2022. And if you look at Deshaun Watson's 2022, nothing about his 2022 season allows him or affords him the ability to be anywhere in this top 10.
That's not what I'm projecting him on based on the 2022 year.
Right.
I'm projecting him just if I'm starting a team going into 2023.
You switch to the conversation.
Who would I want quarterbacking that team?
I want the guy.
That's how I do my time. That's how I feel like if you could pick any quarterback to lead the Detroit Lions in 2023, who would you pick? Patrick Mahomes would be one.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow would be 2.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Lawrence.
And then Deshaun Watson.
So listen, I understand what you're doing. I agree. Like what Deshaun Watson put on film and what he put on tape and what he put in the stat category before the incident happened, or the incidents, if you will, in Houston was amazing. Nothing short of amazing. That season that he had in 2020 with no wide receivers, and he still threw for what he did. He still had the efficiency that he had. Amazing season. But that was 3 years ago.
Right.
What I saw last year, I saw a team that didn't click. I saw a system that didn't work. Now it's just like Denver with Russell Wilson. Like, played him in a bad system and wasn't there. He had to get used to the guys. He's going to figure it out. Russell will have a better year. Deshaun will have a better year. But right now, this list is based off of what guys did in 2022, man. It's like, there's no room for Deshaun on this list based off what he did in 2022.
Well, sure, if you're basing it on 2022 numbers.
Well, the list says, Ryan, going into 2023. What am I looking at? I'm looking at what you did in 2022.
Well, then you just, we have the different criteria then.
The list says.
You still have to look at him, Bray, as what a talented quarterback he has been.
No, he's amazing, Maz. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking at it through right now. If I'm starting a franchise, he set out 2 years. Wasn't good last year for whatever reason. Whether it was
because he's rusty.
Okay, I get you that. I'm not tripping on that. You're 100% right. Whether he's rusty, whether he's whatever. Just right now, I don't know if that's going to turn back into what it was in 2020. Yeah. I believe it is. I believe it should.
That's fair.
I believe it should.
Fair.
But I don't know. So the fact that I don't know if I'm a CEO or I'm an owner or a COO or however you want, if I'm Sheila Hamp, I'm not picking him over those 10 guys just based off because I don't know.
That's fair.
But
that's very
if we're talking about his talent, he's top 5.
That's very fair.
When he's on, he's top 5.
I got you.
You're 100% correct. He's top 5.
He gets a full year now practicing with his team, off-season workouts, and all the games. He's not coming in week 11, week 12, completely rusty with a team that was out of the playoffs at that point. Let's face it, they were just playing out the string last year, pretty much.
Paul Thomas in the WoodwardSports.com chat, Deshaun Watson can still erect himself into a top-tier quarterback.
I agree.
He's still very young.
Can he massage his way in there, too?
No, terrible, man. Good job, Paul.
You didn't get it, man.
There.
Oh,
terrible.
I got it. I got it.
That's terrible.
Erect.
Oh, I got
That's terrible. But again, it's a good list. It's a good list, and I just
don't understand. Like Ryan, if I'm being honest, and we don't have to break the whole list down. Just one thing: looking at Colin's list, and Colin's a guy that knows his stuff. He's usually on these things. I just don't understand how you watch everything that Jalen was this year. You watch the Super Bowl. You watch what he did. And you have him 6th on that list. I just don't understand that.
Look, in the hard part I have now, this might be the worst take I've ever had in my life. I am on a planet of one, and I feel like I am going to go down in
I'm on the planet with you.
No, not
I thought you meant Planet Malik.
No, not Planet Malik. That's a different one. I am not a Trevor Lawrence guy. And I know I'm wrong about that. I know I'm wrong about that. I just can't wrap my head around. He's fine, but to put him at 3 on any list, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand this love for Trevor Lawrence. I don't get it. Now, I could be very wrong about that. And I'm willing to accept the fact that I'm probably wrong about this. But I do not view Trevor Lawrence as a top 6, top 5, top 3 quarterback in the National Football League.
Last year, 2 years ago, basically because this season's over now. 2 years ago, his coach was Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer had Jacksonville just off the chain, just out of here. How did a young man learn under that? He couldn't. Fast forward, year 2, he gets Doug Peterson as his head coach. Doug Peterson, who's a quarterback whisperer. You saw what he did for Carson Wentz. You saw what he did for Nick Foles. You've seen what he's done. Then, the last 8 weeks of the season, Trevor Lawrence had the best stats of any quarterback in the NFL, Ryan Ermanni. Best interception ratio, best touchdown ratio, best efficiency. Trevor Lawrence is showing you why he was the number 1 quarterback and player coming out of Georgia in 2016. He's showing you why, as a freshman, he won the national championship. He's showing you why he went toe-to-toe with Alabama. He's showing you why he went number 1 overall. Trevor Lawrence is showing you why he is going to be here for a minute. 6'6", 230 pounds, can run, can pass, drops it on a dime, and they've put weapons around him. Trevor Lawrence has absolutely every right to be in this top 5 in terms of going in to 2023. Trevor Lawrence deserves to be on this list.
And again, I could be very wrong. There's nothing that you say or anything that I see or hear from anybody else that's going to get me to change my mind. I just don't like the way he plays.
What about what?
I don't like him. I just.
Is it the hair?
It might be the hair, but I just don't think he's good.
Did you? Let me ask you this: did you watch the playoff game?
Yes.
Okay. What did he do in the first half?
I think San Diego lost that game.
He threw 3 interceptions. That maybe 4. Wasn't it 4? But before
3.
Years old.
3 in the
Did
first.
you ever see him go hang his head or go pout?
He's a winner, man.
What did he do?
He
came back and he won the freaking game.
He's a winner, Maz. I'm with Maz on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Maz on this one.
I understand.
I mean, that's a wow moment, and he could have beat the Chiefs.
And in the first quarter, he threw a bomb right on strike to Christian Kirk. And what did Christian Kirk do, Maz? Dropped it.
I know. Look, I could be
right. He could have won 2 games in the playoffs this year.
First time in the playoffs.
Jacksonville could have run the table. We don't know.
Well, they
were like the Lions. They came in red hot, and they had a reel.
Yeah.
That Chargers quarterback, that Chargers coach should have been fired.
Agreed.
He sucks. He blew the game.
That's
100%.
That's fine.
I've been saying
that's fine. You can say that, but go back to Dan Quinn when he had the Falcons up 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
And he never got another head coaching job, did he?
But he will.
Well, he didn't yet.
Not yet.
He blew it.
He did. He did. Wasn't Kyle Shanahan on that?
You know?
Wasn't Kyle Shanahan calling plays that game?
Kyle Shanahan was offensive coordinator, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as a head coach, you have final say.
I get it.
If you see the offensive coordinator has drifted away from what was working in the first half, that's when you have a conversation on the sideline like, Kyle, look, I don't know what the F you're doing. Go back to the run game. Give Freeman the ball. We were winning when we were doing that. He didn't. He let it in Kyle Shanahan's hands, and they went down like the Titanic. And it's his fault.
Guys, we're going to go around the NFL, and a big rule in the XFL that I believe and I've called for
Me too.
in the NFL. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
XFL starts this weekend, by the way. It's officially free tan week, but you're running out of time, folks. You got till Saturday, February 18th. New customers go to Chili Peppers Tanning. Any location, there's 27 of them and 2 right here on Woodward Avenue. Get any level UV tanning for free. You could do it right now. And 50% off all their lotions, including Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty. If you join the Pepper Club, they save you 50%. That's right. They save you $5. Excuse me. I don't want to give you 50%. They save you $5 against any competitor's prices on unlimited tanning. They are the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
When did we do that? Which month?
Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Citron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Citron is fashionable, it's functional, and it's fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, and guess what? Citron's your choice. Drink it, live it. Citron.
Are you watching Tiger Woods up there, right?
How'd you know?
I got a hunch.
He
Tiger Woods.
teed off.
I feel like, I don't know if he's actually teed off yet. He had a 3:04 tee time.
It's 3:20.
But I don't know if they're behind or not. I haven't seen it.
You think he makes the cut?
No.
I do.
I do too.
I hope so.
I think he's gonna.
I need something to watch. Well, actually, Sunday I got the Daytona 500.
You watch that?
Absolutely, it's so great.
I think he's fourth.
So great. I almost want to run it back. Have a like a Daytona 500 party, like
there you
a
go.
Super Bowl party.
But then you got to clean up again.
Robin is racing. Guys, let's go around the NFL. Man, there's lots of big stories going on.
I got some good ones for you.
Braylon's former
Starting
coach.
off with Braylon and my favorite guy, Rex Ryan. He's done a great job on ESPN. I hope he doesn't take this job.
He does.
But he might be the defensive coordinator for Sean Payton's Broncos.
Knowing Rex Ryan, playing for him for 3 years and kind of watching him as he's blossomed on ESPN and he's really like reveled in that role. He's enjoying that role a lot. Rex is having fun. Like Rex doesn't want to go from having fun on ESPN and the things he does, winning the sneaky himbo contest and all that, and and being sexy Rexy. He don't want to do all that to go coach under another guy and see what it is. If there was maybe a coaching job out there that was presented to him, maybe that. But defensive coordinator, nah, I think Rex is cool on ESPN.
All right.
Do you think he'd do good as a defensive coordinator if he came back?
His father's Buddy Ryan, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maybe it's a way to get back in the league.
If he wants to.
If you want, some of these guys, they're gym rats. You know what I mean? Like, for lack of a better way to say it, they gotta be in the gym. You know?
True, but at the same time, I think a lot of times, like we as analysts or we as just kind of like watching and posting our thoughts about certain individuals, he probably don't want to coach no more. Like maybe he doesn't want to coach anymore. Maybe his name has just come up because he is that good as a defensive coordinator. Baltimore Ravens a very long time. Maybe his name just comes up. Rex probably out there jumping in the pool, drinking a beer, eating a sandwich, just cracking jokes,
massaging feet.
You see, I knew you were going to do that. I stayed away from it, but yes,
I don't mind.
You know he has the foot fetish.
It's all good. It's all good.
That was very funny, by the way, because we were doing Hard Knocks when that came out. It was like, Rex, what are you doing? He was like, hey, it's my wife. I love her feet.
Good for him.
I was like, you know what? I have a problem with that.
All right, let's move on. How about remember this deal that Kansas City's Pat Mahomes got a couple years ago? What was it, $500 million? $498 million. Well, that's kind of looking now like it might be a bargain, guys, because you're not going to believe what's coming out after this. But it's looking like that deal might be a bargain. Remember when they overpaid Mel Tucker in Michigan State?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
That might be an overpay, but this ain't.
100%. And Patrick Mahomes actually asked him about it because the deal doesn't kick in until next year. This coming season is the first year of the new deal. And he said, look, man, I want to win championships. Like, Patrick Mahomes is already of the cloth like Tom Brady. He understands that getting $65, $70 million a year isn't going to allow much in terms of picking up players you need, whether it's wide receivers, whether it's linebackers, whether it's defensive backs. So Pete Mahomes is already like, look, bro, I'm going to get money off the field. I want to do something conducive for the team. There's so many ways, Ryan, that you can get that money back. You can get a percentage of the Kansas City Chiefs. They might give him a percentage of that. Any deal, the sponsors that they had, they're pushing him. But he'll get that money back.
Yep.
I like the vibe. He's trying to win.
The tweet, if you're trying to read it, there's a good chance that Mahomes' cap hit will be the 7th worst in the league after new deals for Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Jalen Hurts. Interesting.
So right now they're saying 7. But projecting those deals, so technically that means 3rd.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's a guy that's moving up the charts. That's Casey Kasem used to say. Jalen Hurts. He's about to get paid, and he could be close to the Patrick Mahomes money.
Yeah, they're talking about him north of $45 million, and that's just the starting point, according to Adam Schefter. And
Schefter.
Look, talk about Hurts and Lamar Jackson. Doesn't Hurts have to be paid more than Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
I absolutely think so.
He does now.
Yeah, he does now. I mean, because Jackson, you hoped Jackson could do for the Ravens what Hurts has already done for the Eagles.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're Lamar Jackson, man,
he missed the boat, man.
I keep going back to this. Yeah. You got terrible advice.
He missed the boat.
Not hiring an agent to do all that legal stuff. I feel terrible for him, but he got terrible advice. He did miss the boat a little bit. I think, anyway.
No, he did. You're absolutely right. He missed the boat.
He did.
He missed the boat. I'm just looking at the situation and seeing how the Eagles are going to play it out. Are the Eagles going to pay Jalen Hurts before he goes into his 4th year, or are they going to wait? They're going to drag it out. Are they going to do it after that next year or during this upcoming season? And the reason why I asked that, Ryan, is this actually could help Lamar Jackson. Like, whatever they pay Jalen Hurts, it could help Lamar Jackson. Let's say they give him $225. Let's say they give him guaranteed of, $190 or $195 and blah, blah, blah. Lamar Jackson can still argue against having an agent would be much better, like you said. But I think he can still argue against what he's done and what he's been in his 5 years in the NFL. I think he can, or 6. I think he can argue against, but it's going to be tough because Jalen Hurts goes to the Super Bowl, has an amazing game. Like, he was the reason they were in that game. Like, Jalen Hurts has made a lot of money. It's crazy. We were talking about Lamar Jackson before the season, everything he's done, but now here we are talking about Jalen Hurts getting the bag. It's crazy.
Look, I'm not the contract guy. There's other shows for the contract guy. I'm not the contract guy. But I will tell you, there are ways to re-sign the player and have the contract kick in, like was done with Mahomes, like was done with Allen. Agree to the deal now, sign the deal now, pay the guy later.
Look at Kyler Murray.
But there you go.
The good thing, too, before we finish, is they interviewed Jalen 2 days ago, and they asked him about this. They said, hey, look, man, you're coming up. Like, what do you think about the money? He said, there'll be a time and a place for that, man. Right now, I'm just worried about winning. Like, Jalen Hurts is everything you want in a quarterback. He's a leader. Like, he comes with it. He gets better game in and game out. Like, he's everything you want, and he wants to sacrifice the bag so that they can bring more players back.
Keep this in mind, guys, especially with your team moving forward. There is no 5th-year option on Jalen Hurts because he's a 2nd-round pick.
Correct.
Not a 1st-round pick. Only 1st-round picks you have the 5th-year option. So keep that in mind. This is his 4th year.
That's right.
This is his final year of the contract.
The meter is up.
This is a restricted year. Next year, he'll be unrestricted.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, guys, there was always rumors out there, and we said it the other day, right? The leading candidate if Baltimore doesn't re-sign him and tag him, is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons.
That's what I said, right? That's what I said the other day, and this is according to multiple NFL executives. They continue to point out that the Falcons are the most aggressive potential suitor for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. And I hope this doesn't happen because I think Lamar Jackson in Atlanta is going to be a wrecking ball. I think that is a team that you will have to contend with. And I like all the power being in the AFC. It makes for a much easier track.
Right.
But I think this is a legitimate thing. That's why we talked about the betting angle of it. We had the odds.
Yeah.
The Falcons have the third worst odds in the NFL next year to win the Super Bowl. Man, you throw Lamar Jackson on any team, that team's got a chance to win the Super Bowl.
It goes to the 22nd odds.
Well, I mean, you might even go up to a top 12 in that
Think
scenario.
about that South. If Derek Carr goes to the Saints and he goes to the Falcons, that division all of a sudden picked themselves up.
Oh, gosh. The Falcons, though, to me, with Lamar, worlds ahead of a Derek Carr.
Well, the Saints got the defense.
Yeah.
They also have Chris Olave. They still have, I don't even want to say Michael Thomas.
Kamara.
Who?
Still got, that's another one. Who? Like, Kamara hasn't done anything the last couple of years, man. It's going to be interesting what New Orleans does because they got a lot of guys getting paid that aren't doing anything on the field.
Do we still have time here?
One more.
All right. Remember the other day, Juju Smith-Schuster threw out that Valentine's dig at who's our Philadelphia Eagle? James Bradbury. And everyone came to Bradbury's. Well, here's another teammate coming to Bradbury's back. C.J. Gardner-Johnson smacking back at Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju, you talk a lot for a guy who ain't productive.
Hold on. You're going to let you read it?
Go ahead, Bray.
All right, y'all guys are funny. Juju, man, you talk a lot for a guy who ain't productive for real. AB made you look amazing. After that, you've been toilet water. Wait, let me put a stamp on it. Team Juju.
I'm praying for you. Yeah, didn't I say that about Antonio
Did you know what FR meant?
I had no idea. I was
for real.
FR. I
had no clue.
Can I give it a shot now?
I love you
guys.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Right, let's see what you got.
Juju talk a lot for a guy who ain't been productive. For real. What's up, D-Mac? AB made you look amazing. After that, you've been toilet water. Wait, let me put a stamp on it. Team Juju. Amen. Prayers for you.
I think Ryan got me beat this time. I think you did it better.
That was spot on. I like that.
By the way, that's my guy, C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
I love him.
I want him on my Lions.
I love him. Guys, I'm going to take a break. I want to get to this XFL rule. Plus, we've got more NFL, and I've got my dad joke series. I want to see if you guys like that. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring, technology backed by people, and customized solutions from real experts. Takes good care of you. Just the care you need. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Winter time in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. How about that classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo? And breakfast is awesome. It started off with the stuffed potato pancakes, and those omelets are off the charts. How about it? It is the Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Try them all at your local Big Boy.
Oh, gosh, it's so funny. I just read a story.
Say that on the air.
I mean,
read that story.
I hesitate. But
What do you
this
hesitate
this
for?
is from the New York Post.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
You sure it's not the New York Porch?
No, this is the New York Post.
Okay, the Post.
The average penis length has grown in 30 years, and the doctors call it concerning.
Why is it concerning?
Well, it's because it's growing for all the wrong reasons. And I'm serious here.
What are the wrong reasons?
High blood pressure.
Unhealthy habits, binging junk food, and even pollution.
So I should have a... Never mind.
There you go.
Hey, all right now.
I mean,
I'm switching gears.
I'm covering all those bases.
Unbelievable.
It didn't work.
It's a really fascinating story. Very good, guys.
All right, man.
All right, Maz, get to this XFL story.
I certainly will. The XFL starts this weekend, guys. Saturday doubleheader, Sunday doubleheader. There's 8 teams in the brand new XFL. They're the great helmets. I went on the XFL shop, by the way. I'm going to get myself some gear. I already have some gear. I'm going to buy myself some more gear. I like the new teams that are out there. But here's the scoop. They are going to allow their teams to challenge anything, including penalties, at least once per game. Anything you want to challenge, penalties, yardage, whatever, you're allowed to do it at least once a game.
I think it is absolutely long past time for the NFL to adopt this rule. And if you remember the original,
exactly what you're about to say.
The original XFL has set the standard for much of what you see in the National Football League today.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? They had that kickoff that they had to, everyone got
but
killed on.
I'm talking about
the
USFL.
USFL brought out the two-point conversion.
The overhead camera, to Ryan's credit, that's XFL.
The overhead camera. The ears, the audio in the helmets.
Yes,
they got better.
The huddle cam. So much of what you see in the NFL today has been derived from the original version of the XFL.
Remember it debuted on that Saturday night on NBC?
Oh, they were hot.
And then the next week, the power went out.
Yes.
And they were doing, they were hot until one, the power went out, and then two, the thing happened with SNL. Mm-hmm. Where they went, Saturday Night Live comes on like clockwork at what,
11:30?
At 10:30. Comes on 10:30 and goes off at midnight. Comes on 10:30. They went into 10:30. They were like 10:45, 10:50. SNL, Lauren Michaels was pissed. NBC was pissed, and then that kind of ended, and then they went out. But yeah, they were doing their thing for the first 3-4 games, and then then that happened.
Without
it's 10:30 though. Saturday Night Live comes on 10:30.
I thought 11:30.
No, 10:30 goes off at 12.
Okay.
Matt, you got 2 other NFL topics I want you to get to if you could.
I can. How about this one? Our friend Tiki Barber.
This is good.
That's a radio show in New York.
And
Braylon, you brought this up. He feels Aaron Rodgers is too sensitive to play in NYC, New York City, New Jersey, wherever you want to call it. He thinks Aaron Rodgers would not fare well in the Big Apple.
I agree with him. When you start to look at the negatives to go to the New York Jets as opposed to being Green Bay, where he has been for the last 15 years, media market way different. A lot of stuff, Aaron Rodgers, they're going to call him out on that stuff. He has an owner. Owner's going to call him out on that stuff. He won't be able to dance around and do a lot of those things. You look at that offensive line. Offensive line is horrible. You look at the defensive coach and Robert Saleh, not necessarily what Aaron's used to in terms of offensive-minded coaches. He had Mike LaFleur. He had Mike McCarthy before that. Now he's going to Robert Saleh. I just see too many negatives as to why he wouldn't go to New York. Yeah, Woody Johnson wants to pay him. Woody Johnson is throwing the bags at him. Not bags. But at the same time, man, that's a tough spot. I just don't see that spot working for Aaron Rodgers. I just don't.
I agree on the playing in New York. I just think that the Jets are the readiest made team that he could go to compete for a Super Bowl. That's how they got the offensive line, they got the defense, they got Garrett Wilson, they got a running back.
Their offensive line is
Their
horrible.
offensive line, I don't know. I watched yesterday. They talking about the offensive line. They get a player back next year that's really good.
From USC.
I don't follow the Jets, so I don't really
like,
know. I just go by what I hear. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, they get an offensive lineman back next year. I don't know.
I just think for Aaron Rodgers, if I'm going into my last 2 years of my contract, like, if this is it for me, Ryan Ermanni, I'm saying, like, hey, you know what, boom, wherever I go, I'm playing 2 years, I'm hanging up, I'm done. I got to go to the team that I believe in the most. I got to go to the team. The offense is tight. The offense is tight. Offensive coordinator, I'm a vibe with. The head coach, I trust him. I believe in him. I believe in where they are in their division as well as where they are in their conference. The Jets' defense is damn good.
Yep.
Electric. Their defense is damn good. That offense. Yeah, you got Garrett Wilson. How's Breece Hall going to be off of injury? We don't know. That offensive line is terrible. How's Corey Davis going to be? Like, how's Corey Davis going to be? How's Uzomah going to be? Like, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of questions. If I'm going for 2 years now, like 2 years and that's it, and I'm hanging them up, I got to go somewhere where I feel completely comfortable in that offense. Be completely comfortable in that offense, and I don't think the Jets are that fifth.
I think personally he'll do very well there. What scares me is the whole Brett Favre thing. Besides that, Aaron Rodgers with the New York media, he don't give a damn. He won't. He'll just say, "Hey, whatever, man. You can say whatever you want. I'm just gonna, he
won't be Brett Favre. He won't be texting his penis.
Yeah, he probably won't do that.
Reporters. He won't be doing that.
He won't do that. But I can see him not giving a damn.
Oh my gosh! Remember those Viking helmets?
Oh yeah,
skull.
That's terrible, guys. I'm gonna get a break. I've got some great dad jokes for you next. We'll do it. But first, a message from Custom Health Centers. Boy, do I feel good! And I've got Custom Health Centers to thank for it. Outside of that big, nice steak I had last night, my goodness, but it was so good. But I didn't eat all of it. That's because the willpower out of weight loss, it's been taken away thanks to Custom Health Centers. I'm not as hungry as I normally would be. I'm not like drooling all over the place, wanting food. Doesn't have to be like that. Enjoy your food. Slow down a little bit. Custom Health Centers, whether it's 20 pounds or 120 pounds, they have the program for you. Give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. Your weight affects you so many different ways, and I know it affects you. If you're contemplating making the call, just make the call. 844-789-THIN.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Oh, here we go. Having a lot of fun today. It is a Thursday, February 16th. The weather is a little bit different today than it was yesterday. It was 60 and sunny out today. A little bit colder. Apparently, we got a winter weather advisory. Yeah, no doubt about that.
I didn't wear a jacket.
Jay Washington wants to know, what did you eat with that steak, Ryan? Well, we had mac and cheese. We had a hash brown.
Did you get the lobster mac and cheese?
We did get we just got a regular mac and cheese. It was very good. Went to Prime and Proper downtown. It was beautiful.
Always a treat.
Good stuff. And there's, talking to Dan Miller, it's so weird because I never see Dan Miller. Like, I talk to him a couple of times a week, and we work in the same building, but our schedules are so different. I never see him.
You're leaving, he's coming.
I haven't even seen him in, I can't tell you the last time I actually laid eyes on him.
He used to be ham and cheese with him.
Oh, my God.
Every day.
I worked with him 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day for 13 years. It's crazy how that works out. Guys, I got some good dad jokes for you. I started doing this as a way to just lift up spirits on social media.
I'm ready.
Okay, I don't have these in any particular order, but maybe play the first one, Fletch, and then we can discuss them.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. All right, guys. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Atch.
Atch who?
God bless you.
Blessing.
Is that killing you?
That's always one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. All right, let's try.
That's a solid 7.5.
That's a solid
7.5.
Can you get that one past Luke?
Oh man, they die over that one. Man. Oh man, it's killing them. Okay.
Definitely a solid 7.5.
Okay, next one. Let's go. Hey bud, how you doing?
Real good.
All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Knock knock.
Okay, who's there?
Tank.
Tank who?
You're welcome.
That's cute.
Is that killing you?
That's cute.
Is that killing you?
That's a 4.
Oh, 4.
That's I just gave you 7.5 for the first one. That was a 4.
All right.
Luke and Lydia would dig that one.
I'm very honest.
All right, very good. Okay.
I'm about to be 40, man. I'm getting 40. Man.
All right, here we go. Final one for now.
Okay.
All right, I'm here with Lee Thomas for my latest dad joke. Okay, Lee, you ready?
Let's go, yeah.
The strongest days are Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, why?
Do you know what the rest of the days are?
No, what?
Weekdays.
Now that's good. Now that one was good.
Is that killing
That one was good. That one is a.
Can I give you a
that's
little
a
something?
solid 8.
Hey,
it's about 8.5.
Okay.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to turn your phone sideways when you're doing a video?
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing? You're squeezing in a little tiny
Yeah.
50-year-old tell you how to do it
Even
too.
I know
Okay.
to turn it sideways
I'll turn it
when you're doing a
sideways
video.
next time.
Get out of here,
You
man.
guys got any good ones?
I got good ones, but they're not dad jokes.
Well, okay, can you share them?
No.
It doesn't have to be a dad joke.
I've never been. I'm just funny. I don't
Yeah,
like
my jokes are dirty.
jokes.
Is it a dirty joke? Is it an offensive?
Yeah, it will.
They're
be
all offensive.
It'll definitely be offensive.
They're all offensive.
Yeah, they are. But
Yeah,
You know any non-offensive jokes? Does anybody? Okay.
I'll do some homework tonight.
All right, here's Adam Morency. Dad joke number
Lord.
6. Why don't pirates take a bath before they walk the plank?
What?
Why?
They wash up on shore. That's pretty funny.
cute.
It's not bad.
That's pretty funny.
That's not bad.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl going to the bathroom? That's
Why?
the P is silent.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
nice.
Jake Wegner. That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good. Very good.
I like
Cornelius T gave me a 9 on that last joke,
Keep
I
'em-
believe.
keep 'em coming,
Gave
guys.
me a 9 on that last
I'm
one.
gonna have to reconsider. I might bump it up 0.5
Oh
and give you a
man,
9.
that was a good one.
was a
Jeremy
good one. I'm
Anderson
bumping
wants the dirty jokes with Maz segment. That's what we need to do. Mondays with Maz is the dirty joke segment.
I'm down.
Or we could do Tuesday's offensive joke of the day. Who could we offend more?
Oh, I can offend.
Anybody and everybody.
Who can we offend more?
I got some really good ones.
Everybody
It's
wants to
killing
be
me
offended.
It's killing me to not drop these right now. They're good, quick ones too. It's
Oh
killing
my gosh!
me. Absolutely killing
Here
me.
you're telling me to be
know.
entertaining.
I know.
You think I need to be more entertaining?
No, I didn't say that.
And,
I never said that.
And then you're
I just
saying
said turn your
you're
phone.
holding back.
I said
Hold
turn your
back.
phone sideways. That's all I said.
All right,
Holding
very
back,
good.
man.
That's all
JB,
I
you got a
said.
joke over there, man?
I do not, unfortunately.
JB.
I'm gonna do some homework as well too.
Yeah, I want to start laughing. We got to
Hey,
drop some jokes here.
Did you guys catch any of
I
the
can say
Pistons
something
last
funny.
night?
You got. What's
No.
your funniness? Are you funny?
Funny as hell. Funny as hell. What?
Oh,
Did you guys catch any of the Pistons
I was
game?
ready.
Who?
Okay, Bray, did you watch James Wiseman at all?
Yeah, he had 14. He had,
I know.
he had 11 points, 17 minutes, 5 assists, 5 rebounds.
What'd you think?
I think there's optimism. James Wiseman, I mean, somebody that the Warriors franchise, they loved him. They liked him a lot. First game, 17 minutes. He was very productive. Hey, look, man, sky's the limit. This is a time for Detroit Pistons where you can see what you have. You can see who he is. You got about, 30 games left in the season. Like, you got guys hurt. What do you have? I like James Wiseman. I like the optimism. I think it's a good move. So I saw 11 points, 17 minutes. I'll take it.
My boys reached out to me from KNBR in San Francisco, home of the Warriors, home of the Giants, and home of the Niners. And I booked Lindsey Hunter on their show today.
Oh, good.
For that. They wanted to talk about James Wiseman. They liked Wiseman. So, we'll see how he goes.
Hey, I'll make a compromise with you.
What is it?
Here comes a joke.
Do you think it's good enough to write in the chat? So if people wanted to look at it, because a lot of people are calling for the Maz.
I can't.
joke.
I will
Joke.
not.
Okay.
In this day and age, I'm afraid to offend anybody.
Right.
I just can't.
Matt's
Okay.
going to be at home.
Very
for the
good.
There's
rest
going
of
to
the
be
week.
someone out there that I offend.
Hey, last
And I
note.
don't wanna do that.
Last note I have for you guys today is I do feel like I'm about to jump on board with these Detroit Red Wings. winners of 4 in a row. They're 4 points out of a playoff berth right now, 4 points out of a wild card. They beat Edmonton last night in Canada, 5-4.
Shootout.
And they're rolling. They're rolling.
7 out of 10.
One of the best parts about being 4 points out too in this wild card is they have 4 games in hand, 3 or 4 games in hand with everybody that they are playing. So they really don't need help from anybody.
Gotcha.
They just have to take care of their own business. And this thing could get fun. This thing could get interesting down the stretch.
We'll see what they do at the trade deadline.
Yeah, that is it.
If Bertuzzi's still going to be here, and who else they could bring in here.
3 p.m. March 3rd. It's just a couple of weeks away. We'll see where they are 2 weeks from now. I have a hard time believing that Steve Yzerman is going to be a seller at the trade deadline when this organization has not had this
organization.
much. Organization hasn't played this important hockey games this late in the season in a long time.
Yeah, we talked about Brad Holmes being the guy, being the general manager, moving the most in Detroit. We talked about Stevie Yzerman, man. There's a reason why they brought him back home. Not only because he's captain, my captain, number 19. It's because of the job that he did in the front office for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like what he did in transferring that program. They're a winning team. They almost won the title last year, and he wasn't even there, but based off what he has set in motion, Steve Yzerman is not done. This is going to be a fun team to watch. Even now, like you said, but man, next year, year after that, Detroit Red Wings are coming back, bro.
Very exciting stuff. Maz, you got any beautiful parting words?
Yeah, I got bowling night tonight. Looking forward to it.
Close us out,
even on my bum foot.
You gonna get any turkeys?
I'm going for the ham bone at least. A couple of ham bones.
What's the ham bone?
That's 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4-bagger. Hey, look.
4-banger.
I'm
4-bagger.
I'm still waiting, man, for my big 300 game. I haven't had one. I know there's a lot of people out there that have had several.
You had a 300 game?
I've had one.
I've had a 299 game to my credit. And I don't know, the way I'm bowling lately, I could string one together here pretty soon.
Wow, 299. So is that like 9 strikes and a spare?
It's 11 strikes and a spare. You need 12 strikes for a perfect game.
Means he hit
when are we going bowling, by the way?
I'd love to. Set it up. Put it on the calendar. I need it.
I'm still the
champ.
We
want to come to your place.
I need it on the calendar so we can talk about it. I need it on a calendar.
I'm still the champ. Just letting you guys know that.
Very good. Break us out of here.
249.
You haven't bowled me
with
yet.
Scotty G's ball. 249. That's all I'm saying. Yo, great show today. Having fun, man. Love the conversation. Love what we're doing. We're just 3 guys at the barbershop talking some smack. Maybe we're at the bar. That's what it's about. It's about the conversation. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in 2 to 4 every day to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Love you guys. JB, hell of a job by you, Fletch, my guy to the right. Uncle Maz on the couch. Hell of a show by you and Ryan Ermanni.
Boom.
This is your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th hour on there. And
before you leave.
And you're still crushed it. Maz, what is it?
Godspeed, Tim McCarver, great catcher for the Cardinals. Phenomenal broadcaster.
Best broadcaster.
23 years.
82 years old. Should have been around a lot longer. One of my favorites of all time. God bless.
Everybody's not going to be here forever, man.
Cheers.
Say your goodbyes. Say hellos. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.